All right, gang, we in the building. Usually we start late, you know what I'm saying? But not this late.
Gang.
We usually start late, but we on late time because of Mo. As always, about an hour late.
It is actually me. Well,
Mo was,
not the hour, but
Mo was hogging us up tonight, so but we here though. It's all good. It's all
G
good.
baby with the fresh cut. Okay.
yes, sir.
This might be his first time wearing without the
I
do
was
rag.
gonna say for real.
In a minute, yeah.
At least over 2 years, bro. You're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
You on mute, bro?
I mean, shoot, it's a new era, man. It's a new era, man. Y'all see the name down there, man. It is a boy,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It is a boy, man.
Hey.
Jalen Darrell Garner, man. January 25th, 2026, man. A new era, man.
Love to see it.
Well, I mean, at least you know what you having, so that's good. That's good. That's always
Yes,
good.
sir. Gender reveal was yesterday. I'm gonna send the
Word. Okay.
I'm gonna send the video. I'm not gonna lie, I was so worried about missing that shot. I'm not gonna lie. We shot like a little basketball that had like the smoke in it. Because our theme was like buckets or bows. So I was so worried about missing that shot. I'm not gonna lie. Because I thought it was gonna be like a bigger ball. And I was like, all right, just to be safe, I'll just shoot a layup. Maybe it'll spawn on the backboard. And then when they handed it to me, I was like, oh, so I did a free throw. She's like, whatever you do not bounce. Do not bounce the ball. And I was like, okay. So I was like, so I got it. I was like, I see why now. So I was like, okay. Did the countdown. I'm like, Lord, take it, please. Waste that.
Hey,
Had to.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all, chat. Appreciate y'all.
All right, so today's episode is revolving around All Elite Wrestling, AEW. We're going to be talking about the importance of AEW, some good and bad as always as well. So we'll dive into a lot of topics. First, how y'all feel about Forbidden Door, man? Y'all like the show?
I'm literally looking at the results right now because I have not had time to. I will go back and watch it. It was already late when I came home because I'm so used to them starting pay-per-views like 5, 6. When the time changes, I'm like, oh, like they did the same thing with All In. I'm like, so I missed a lot, but I had we had fall camp, we had the start of school, and I was trying to plan the gender reveal. So I'm behind. I know I didn't watch last week's Raw or this Monday's Raw. I haven't watched the last 3 weeks of SmackDown. I just caught up to AEW, and I can't tell you when the last time I watched NXT. I can't tell you. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm boycotting SmackDown as it is. Fuck SmackDown.
I should ask.
Colossal.
Boycott SmackDown and Raw.
I mean, I can't even.
I barely watch Raw. I
can't even tell you. I saw because I missed the episode of SmackDown, and I saw when Sami Zayn was fighting Rusev and Solo attacked him. I was like, "What? When did this happen?" I was like, "This is weird." And then I was like, "Oh, it's because I didn't watch SmackDown."
But did you see what he said on Friday? What Sami said on Friday?
I didn't see anything. So I saw you text me like I don't want to spoil it, but I knew I was having the gender reveal, so I was like, I'm gonna get to it eventually, and then I was gonna tag you like, hey, I saw what you
said something you might appreciate. I ain't gonna lie.
Maybe,
hopefully it sticks to it, but
maybe we'll see. I mean, he is going after the U.S. title, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna match.
I was like, I would assume, which okay, that.
He was trying to be a world champion. I didn't know U.S. title was a world champion.
What? I'm not gonna crash out.
And he moved to SmackDown.
That mid card, bro. Look at that mid card.
See, that's where he's better served for me. But hey,
but if he's gonna be world champion, I don't think he gets the WWE title. If he does, great.
He's not being.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of confused when they put him on SmackDown. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Well, you know why they put him on SmackDown. You already know why. You already know why. There's look who he's teaming with, bro. Come on, man. You know what they're doing with him. Yeah, that bloodline stuff going right back to the bloodline.
Oh,
reliable.
He back with Jimmy. Come on, man.
Yep, reliable, man.
Come on, man. I guess.
Yep.
MFT, man. Wait on the Tama Tonga return.
That's
wait.
Match.
Well, they need is Tama Tonga now. He's the only person.
And then they already got Cody, and then they got Cena. So that's your War Games team right there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cena's last his first and last War Games.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I didn't even know Cena was doing that stuff. All right, cool. Like I said, I ain't watched SmackDown in like 3 weeks.
I don't know. He might. It makes.
I mean, he's going to be at Survivor Series. We don't know if he's doing War Games.
He's going to be. Isn't he not going to be at every pay-per-view?
Listen, if Tanahashi's limping ass can do that steel cage match, John Cena can do War Games.
He just got to be the last one.
Do whatever they want. He's going to do whatever they want to. So
I mean,
he'll do the War Games.
So real quick, just and then we can get on to AEW, which is the point of this show. Just one quick thing.
Yep.
Has Brock Lesnar been back at all?
Nope. They talked about it on SmackDown. Like literally, that was.
And then Logan Paul.
And then SmackDown, yeah.
Wait. So what?
They literally just said like Cena was leaving, and then Nick Aldis ran to him and said, "I just heard from Brock Lesnar," and then Logan Paul.
Paul knocked him out. Yeah.
So he's coming back.
Like
after it's supposed to be
Casper knocked him out.
The next PLE is supposedly supposed to be Cena versus Lesnar. That's what they're saying.
WrestlePalooza on ESPN.
Brother, ugh. I mean, I ain't got a problem with that.
That's what's being said. So I mean, I'm assuming that's probably like after the Clash in Paris. They're gonna start to build up for that.
Crazy how they're using Brock Lesnar to go up against AEW, but you know.
Oh yeah, they're on the same show too. Yeah,
but they're not competition, right?
They gonna fuck around.
They keep trying to counter program these.
Roman, hey, you make that show, man. We need you on that show, bro. You don't remember Roman and Seth world title match.
Oh Lord! Oh my God!
They gonna put all the
Seth Riders, baby. Seth Riders.
They gonna put all the people on there.
Yo, why is this guy? Yo, I can't stand this guy. I'm in a draft.
But no, Forbidden Door was pretty good though. I thought it was pretty good. It was okay.
Yeah,
every shows be long, man. It'd be so long, bro.
I know. At least it was an afternoon. Bro.
Yeah, when you watching that at night, you ready to go to sleep.
Oh my God, bro! Like All In, love All In, but good Lord, bro.
Yeah,
it was like 10 o'clock.
If I rewatch it, I'm rewatching it in parts, bro.
Like, it's like two WWE shows.
I think so. What matches would y'all recommend just to go back? I mean, like I said, I'm reading the.
Well, I mean, obviously the last match, the cage match was
the last. I would say I'll say like the last 3 matches for sure.
Last 3 matches.
What was that? It was.
Okada was pretty good.
Hangman and MJF. That was really good.
That was pretty good.
Did a little too much, but it was really good. They did a little too
really good.
Did he lose clean? Did he lose clean?
I think it was no.
Hangman won. No, he won clean.
No, he didn't win clean.
I thought he meant
he didn't. He didn't get caught. But he.
Yeah.
But he didn't get caught.
Okay. Technically, MJF started it. He cheated first, but you know.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah.
As always.
Yeah.
Great match regardless, though.
Last match.
No, match was fine.
When I was watching back, I was like, well, I heard reports that I guess MVP got heat because he telling these niggas not to lose to people, which is why they separated the Hurt Syndicate from MJF like so quickly. That's what I heard, but you know, everybody take that with a grain of salt.
But they also said that him and Mike Bailey had heat, but
right. So, but that's why when I was looking at it, I was like, if this is heat, I wouldn't be shocked if the Hurt Business came out and tried to, you know, it was a ruse type shit. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
You know, I mean,
the Hurt Business doing other stuff.
I thought it was too soon. So because when I was watching it, right, and I knew the match was happening, but you watch the build, I was like, okay. Hangman says you have to earn your title shot. Briscoe's in front of you, so you have to beat Briscoe. He beats Briscoe, and the ref didn't see the foot. It's not like, you know, it was a dirty pin. The ref didn't see the foot. That's not his fault. Granted, he threw it off, but still, he beat Briscoe. And then the next week, he's like, yeah, you didn't earn it. I'm like, but he literally did what you told him to do. Like, if we want to be technical.
And they did say that. And they were talking about Briscoe having a world title match if he beat MJF. So,
like, he
kind of felt like a number one. So kind of like a number one contenders match.
I was like, because I'm thinking, okay, cool. This is how you keep the contract. Because I think the plan is to still get that title on MJF to get it to Bobby Lashley. I still think that's the plan.
Oh, you think they're going that route?
But
with Lashley,
they made him do it with his contract, and I was like,
well, you missed programming. So
okay, so then I missed last week. Is that what changed? So he didn't actually sign the contract?
No.
The match wasn't. He still has the contract.
He still has the contract.
Yeah.
Because I think he was about to set Mark Briscoe on fire.
And Hangman was like, fine.
Yeah.
Negotiation.
He manipulated him into it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. WMJF MJF then. Okay, cool. Then that's what I missed. Okay. Yeah.
All right, before we dive into conversations, I'm gonna ask y'all some questions here. So I've been doing this new series called One Word. I'm gonna name some wrestlers.
Sorry.
I'm gonna name some wrestlers who have been a part of AEW, and you just have to give me one word to describe what they mean to AEW, either their impact or disappointments, overrated, underrated, however you feel about them. If you have more than one word to describe, of course, you can say more than one word if you have a word you want to put together. But this is just people attached to AEW. So there's going to be some WWE guys in here too, but just them when they were in the company, how they were either used or what they meant for the company, just in that criteria. And we'll go in the order. We'll start with G, and then Nate can go, and then Mo will go after. So we'll start with Jon Moxley.
Let me not be nasty, because obviously his last run would be very, very recency biased.
Yeah, because I got positivity on my mind with Mox, but overall,
yeah,
overall,
I'm gonna go reinvention.
Backbone.
That's an elite one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down that route. Integral.
I love that.
Those some good ones. What about?
No one said Blood.
What about? Said Blood. Blood is another good one too. Honestly.
Yeah.
He bleed more than the Bloodline. It does matches, bro. Together at this point.
You're dumb.
What about Kenny Omega?
Oh my god.
Easy.
What's the word I want to use? It's like catalyst. That's what I want to use. Catalyst. He was the catalyst for their boom and their peak. Catalyst.
I'm just go first legend. They have. Even though he was a legend before, but you get the point.
Goat.
Okay. What about Cody Rhodes?
Dang, you said one word.
If you have something to put together, you can put it together.
Matt Thunder.
I want to say good for what he was. That's how I want to put that in one word. He was good for what he was.
I'm going to do a couple words. First chink in the armor. Him leaving.
Okay. Complicated.
Okay.
Complicated.
Because there's so many words, like it's a whole sentence on how I feel about Cody Rhodes in AEW. Because it's like you needed him to start it, but like the run itself was so up and down. It's just
no, it's understandable. What about CM Punk?
That's another complicated.
There you go.
Complicated.
Chaotic. I'm gonna go with chaotic.
That's the right word. That's the right word.
Chaotic. That's what he was. Chaotic.
Controversial.
Untapped potential.
Untapped potential.
There could have been so much more with him in AEW, but
I think people got to give credit to AEW for bringing him back to wrestling though, because if he never went back to AEW, we don't know if he ever would have came back to WWE.
Maybe coming back to WWE.
Who knows?
He wouldn't have got that taste.
Yeah, we never would have known. What about MJF?
Again, if we look at it as a whole, megastar.
I love that. Man, there's what fucking no, it's not my word. Trying to think of something. Just I would say like G-Babe, the first megastar that they've ever had.
I mean, pillar's an easy word, but
you can use pillar.
Yeah, pillar.
We're gonna start getting some nasty ones here. What about Adam Cole?
Baby.
Oh my gosh.
I'm about to be so fucking.
Oh my gosh!
If we weren't on camera, I'd say worse, but you know, I'll keep it.
You say how you feel. How you feel. It's getting clipped. You say how you feel.
That's why I ain't gonna say it, nigga. That's why.
Oh my! You know what? Well, I'm gonna say this name, and it's gonna sound incredibly disgusting, but my ball knower should know exactly what I mean when I say this.
If you say this name, we're gonna be on the same.
Greg Oden. Yo, Greg Oden, unfortunately, bro. Greg Oden, bro. That nigga is Greg Oden, bro. If that nigga would have never got
the same name,
bro. If that nigga never got hurt, bro. Oh my gosh, bro.
I think he was at my restaurant. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Unfortunate.
That's
a perfect word.
That's perfect.
Greg Oden's crazy.
Yo.
I thought of the same name, bro.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Because
Greg Oden could have been so good, bro. Like
he really could, and he was good.
He was good, but like
hurt. He just kept getting hurt.
He never had. I would say he more like Todd Gurley. You feel me? He had a nice little upbringing, and then after that, his knees gave out.
But that's why we just talking about AEW, though. If we just talk AEW,
no, like Adam Cole was on the upbringing. Like he had a really good start. Like the MJF stuff was really good. Then he got hurt.
Yeah, but
that's why I'm gonna say Derrick Rose.
Oh, that's a good pull. That's a good pull, bro. Him jumping off that little elevated thing or whatever when he was that changed the course of history, bro. Like
AEW entirely, yeah.
That's like Miles Morales getting bit by that spider that wasn't from his universe. That's exactly.
Someone said Sam Bowie. Yeah. Oh, okay,
bro. I was gonna say Sam Bowie, but I didn't know if the chat would know that name. I was gonna say
bro played
Sam
like
Bowie.
3 years, bro.
Nah, but at Kentucky, bro, that nigga was like that. But every
year, I haven't tapped into Sam Bowie.
No, Sam Bowie in Kentucky was like that, bro.
What about Andrade?
That's literally what
it happened.
What's the word? How do I summarize it into 1 or 2 words at best?
Greg Oden.
Stop. I'm gonna say Carson Wentz. That's crazy.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Flatline. It's the same shit. Wetback. Nothing. Non-factors are good.
Whoa.
What?
Mo.
What?
Are you serious? Repeat what you just said.
I just non-factor.
No,
I was just reading the comment.
No, before that.
I said he went back and it was just, and then I stopped.
Oh my god!
What'd you think I said?
I thought you called him a wetback, bro.
Never. No.
Oh my god!
That has never been in my vocabulary. No.
I thought you said wetback, bro. I was like, what?
He
said it so casually.
Why?
And I was like, bro, I was waiting for the chat to
went back. Went.
Yeah,
WENT.
Yeah, you need to enunciate.
Jesus, my bad.
I'm the only one that heard it because that's a someone said that's a slur.
We got a couple of more here. What about Chris Jericho?
Oh man, shit.
Too much.
Wow.
It was great when it started, but then it got to be a little too much.
Yeah. Go away. He is away, but yeah, that's how I would describe his run. Go away.
Yeah. Overdone.
Jack Perry, aka Jungle Boy.
I got the perfect word for that one.
Collateral damage.
That's a good way to.
Ass.
I was gonna go that way, but I'm gonna be real. neutered. The second they showed that footage on Dynamite.
Oh yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Had a chance to do something with it, but I don't think they really hit it like that.
They tried to, but it just never hit the way they wanted it to.
I was never taking him serious after I saw the footage.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's Paul Pierce.
What about Bryan Danielson?
Paul Pierce is crazy.
Bryan Danielson, oof. Because I know this is what he wanted to do, I'm going to say peace. I felt like he was at peace with how his run went. He was just able to wrestle people. That's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
Explain that one. Explain that one.
He wanted peace. He wanted peace and he stuck with it.
Okay.
And he's one of the greatest to ever do it.
That's real. Graps.
That's
real
great.
graps.
Yeah,
that's all we got. That's all we got from him.
I got two more. I'm gonna start with the guy who came back today. What about Wardlow?
Oh, he came back today? For who?
Yeah, he did.
You'll see.
He's. I'm not gonna spoil it. Yeah, let me not.
Honestly, you can spoil it because I don't know if I'm out time to watch it. I've read the results.
He joined the Don Callis family.
Ass. That's when I'm putting Wardlow at, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I've been off that nigga. Ass. That's what Wardlow is. Ass.
Rinse and repeat.
Elite. Yeah, that's a good one.
Underwhelming.
Absolutely.
Last one, gotta put him out here. Hangman Adam Page.
Oh.
Got the perfect word for him. Why niggas bringing up Brett in the chat? See, dick riding. There y'all go.
This is gonna be corny as hell, but heart and soul.
That's
exactly what he is. That's exactly what he is.
Facts. I'm gonna go Hero.
Ooh, elite.
He's gonna say cowboy.
Yeah, Ace.
LeBron, hey, easy.
Yeah, relax.
Easy.
Someone said main character.
Sting.
Yeah, main character. There you go.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Excuse me.
Oh, he's their Sting.
Yeah.
Reliable. Saint's a good one.
Yeah.
That's fucking perfect. I like that one.
Lamar Jackson.
All right, bro.
Yeah, I don't know enough balls.
Yeah,
Y'all dragging, bro.
Names out there,
Someone said LeBron. I'm like, yo.
No, I will say personally, if his AEW title run goes better than it did last time, I might be pushing GOAT narratives with him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's gotta be
an AEW for sure.
It's gotta be a good run. It's gotta be.
He's gotta have a.
Kenny got that.
Because Kenny has a GOAT run. MJF has a GOAT run. Everybody else, no, I think MJF. I think MJF had a.
It fell off at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously the way they booked the Jay White match and then
Full Gear, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can feel.
Yeah, that was sad. That was sad, bro.
All right, so
I was there. That shit.
Oh no,
man, Samoa Joe, man. What can I say, Samoa Joe?
Shit, I've never been there for a bad show or a bad moment like that. I don't want that.
All right, so next one is going to be something new I'm going to do here. I'm going to name a WWE wrestler, and I'm going to name some AEW people, and I want you to tell me if these currently AEW superstars are better than that wrestler right now as we speak. We're talking like based off right now.
In the moment.
Right
in the moment, in the flesh.
August 2025. August 2025.
So the WWE wrestler is Seth Rollins.
Right, okay.
I'm going to name some wrestlers right now in AEW based off what they're doing currently, if they are better than Seth Rollins. We'll start with
Cam's not here.
And we'll go in order. Let's go in order as we always do. We'll start with Hangman Adam Page.
Better. Like Hangman is better than Seth. That's what I mean.
In the August 2025, yes. Hangman is better.
August 2025.
Hangman.
Kenny Omega.
I mean, it's right now. So if it's right now, I gotta go Seth, man. I gotta go Seth.
Right, August 2025. It's Seth.
Yeah, it's Seth.
We're talking overall package, right?
Presentation, all that right now.
Yeah, everything right now.
Seth Rollins. Yeah.
Swerve Strickland.
Ooh, that's close.
Ooh, that's
close. That is close.
I'm not gonna lie. I might.
Here go Cam. Here
you
go.
Here
you go.
I might have to go swerve.
You can go either way. You can go either way, to be honest.
If this was 12 months ago, I would go swerve. But as of August 2025, I feel like they've changed. Just like it's like 2 points.
It's because
it's very slight. It's so Seth.
You know what I think it is? I think Seth. He's coming off the big
cash
work,
in,
the cash in. And he's got
that puts him top 10. I don't like at that point.
Yeah, at this point,
that solidified him. That solidified him top 10.
At this point, it's a lock.
He has 2 legendary cash-ins. Who else has 2 legendary Money in the Bank cash-ins? Literally nobody.
Edge.
Legendary.
Edge.
Legendary.
Edge. Both of them.
Edge does. CM Punk.
The first one, and the one on Taker on SmackDown.
But Seth's are more.
No, Seth's got the better one. The first one's better than all of them. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but Punk does not have 2 legendary cash-ins. That Edge one's.
I was just.
Yeah, the Edge one.
I was just.
It's cool. This the Jeff Hardy one though. Oh,
that's a legendary cash-in.
That motherfucker.
Now that's a legendary cash-in.
All right, so everybody, he said Swerve. You said Seth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mo, who you say?
I'm gonna go Swerve by a hair.
Okay. What about Okada?
No.
I'm going Seth.
No.
The only thing that puts Seth over is presentation in August 2025. We're talking as of right now. I gotta go Seth. It's just because of the presentation. That's it.
Yeah.
I think it's Seth. I'm not gonna say it clear, but it's comfortable for me. Okada's matches haven't been hitting like they used to. That's all I'll say.
What about MJF?
I think he's back to like the MJF that we love and appreciate, but obviously it's not like peak. But I think he's hit that second gear. I think they both are still going to put on great matches. I'm going to go Seth right now because the Cash-In World Championship, and I think it's gonna lead to the stories. But I think MJF probably I would take him like more often than not over Seth. It's just right now, August 2025, I'm gonna go Seth.
I'm gonna go MJF because of the work he put in with the Hurt Syndicate and the match he just had with Hangman. I think he's more interesting than Seth, and I think Seth's presentation is higher, but MJF still presented as like one of the top guys in AEW. He's definitely positioned higher than Okada,
right?
Which I mean, because that's literally their guy is MJF. So I'm gonna go MJF.
Yeah, and maybe if I would have watched that match, I'd probably be saying the same thing. So
yeah, I'm definitely saying MJF is closer than Okada.
31 minutes. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seth. I just think from the complete package right now, I'm gonna go Seth.
Okay, I got a couple more. What about Bobby Lashley?
Seth.
Yeah, come on, it's Seth. Ask me in 3 months, but it's right now. It's Seth.
Yeah, it's Seth.
I don't even know about that.
Damn.
He's just older, man. He's just older. Shout out Bobby Lashley, but he's just older.
We can't do that though.
No, I'm not taxing him for his age, but like I don't.
I gotta say.
Seth's not in his peak, but he's.
I got another old guy that I'm gonna name.
Seth is past his peak.
Yeah, his peak is.
Bro been saying he the future of the industry for 10 years. Like, we in the future.
Oh, you're 40.
The future's here. Like the future's here.
40.
Like, when is the future gonna start, bro? You've been saying that since the Shield broke up.
Like, damn near
they said that triple threat match will determine the future of this business. I said these niggas are 40. Excuse me? What future? The next 2 years?
50. Punk might be 50.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What did Bron Breakker say? It's like him and LA Knight like 100 years old.
I got another old guy. His presentation changed a little bit. What about Christian?
Nah, Seth. Christian had an argument like a while ago.
So I said his presentation has
2
changed.
years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah. As of August 2025, Seth.
Seth Rollins. Yeah.
I think it'll always be Seth, to be honest, but yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I got three more. What about Jon Moxley?
I was waiting for this one. Equal. the Death Riders and the Seth Riders. What's the difference? What's the difference? You get the same thing. Only thing the Seth Riders don't have is a woman on their team who does nothing in the actual women's division. Like, that's the only difference. The Seth Riders and the Death Riders.
You calling Marina Paul Heyman? My lord.
And Marina, and honestly, Marina, she clears the Seth Riders. Let's just be real right now. She clearing the Seth Riders. I don't care. Equal.
They equal, bro. I'm not gonna lie. They equal. They the same.
Seth Rollins saw Jon Moxley and said, let me top that.
Equal is crazy.
Bro, literally, think about it. Every member of the Shield then dominated
the
company at
who
one
do you
point
have
with all
Seth. Seth.
You know what?
Seth has always been better.
Come out.
Seth
Mr.
Come out. Has always been better. The only year he wasn't was 2019.
You know what's crazy? You only saying that because we're not deep into the Seth Riders yet. That's the only reason you saying that. Once we get into that most six, you gonna be like, "Yo, can somebody please beat these niggas?"
I think
come out, cut a promo, interference.
2025
started. I promise you, bro. Really Nate, I literally know the next 5 months of Monday Night Raw. I am a visionary. I am a revolutionary.
I ain't watching that.
I got my dog right here, and the tribal thief, the Shula Fala.
With his fucking shoes.
I'm so tired of that. By the way, that better go away after leave them shoes in Paris, please.
That's literally going to be
respect the Shula Fala, bro.
That's literally going to be.
Go get some euros for them shoes, man.
You know what? I wouldn't even be shocked.
Go flip that.
If Euro step. Nate, I wouldn't even be shocked if the 2 War Games matches this year didn't involve the women team. We gonna get the Seth Riders versus CM Punk and the Crew, and then we gonna get the Bloodline 4.0 versus Sami Zayn and the Crew. That's literally what we're gonna get.
I can definitely see
nasty work. What about Will Ospreay?
Damn.
Didn't Will just get taken out today?
Yeah.
So you're gonna be off TV for a minute because he's got that little neck thing, like a herniated disc or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been presented well the entire time. He's lost when it was okay, and he's won when he's needed to. I don't think he's been overbooked or nothing like that.
No.
I guess by default, I gotta say Seth. But I low-key want to say they're equal too. One just has a title. I damn near want to say equal too, but I'll say Seth for now, like barely.
Y'all nicer to me. I'm getting nasty. It's Ospreay. Fuck that. It's Ospreay. Ospreay don't put me to sleep.
That is a fair point. I think Ospreay's presentation is better. I think he's better in the ring right now. I think Seth takes every other category though.
Yeah, he's got Paul.
So you going Seth?
Yeah, by a little bit. No clear. If it was in ring, I'd say Ospreay though.
Okay. Last one, I'm gonna throw out Kyle Fletcher.
You know what's crazy? I think if they would have just pulled the trigger with Kyle when they should have. Oh my God. I actually would have him. I saw him walk out. I saw him walk out for that celebration with the TNT title, and I was like, yeah, it just doesn't hit the same for me. It does not hit the same.
Let it go, bro. Let it go.
Stupid, man.
What's up with you? I don't care, bro. I don't care about this.
It's really closer. It's closer than a lot of people would admit, but it's Seth.
No, it's Seth. Kyle can get there.
Everybody going Seth? Okay.
Yeah, very close though. It's pretty close
for sure.
Kyle Fletcher, which is understandable. He's had a really
I just think Seth has the better presentation right now. That's all it is.
Kyle, ask that question in a year.
Yes, 100%.
Valid answer. So we'll talk about some. Actually, is there anything anybody wants to add on to the conversation about AEW? There's always a lot of tribalism and stuff like that. So, we gotta go deep back into the trenches of AEW when it first started and what the landscape of WWE was looking like at that particular time frame. So, what does somebody want to add on why AEW is so important to wrestling as of right now that some people either don't want to admit or they just fully don't understand?
So I'm gonna shout out my boy Trent for this one. So he said something along the lines of when WWE sucks, it always seems like AEW, like everyone starts praising AEW, right? And I think it's a thing of 2025. I don't want to say WWE has been as bad as it was in 2019, but it gives me that same vibe in terms of AEW has gone back to feeling like that alternative again, while WWE has felt kind of stagnant. I think that's essentially what AEW should have always been. It should have always felt like that alternative and not trying so hard to compete with WWE. Like even you see Tony Khan now, like when they try to counter program him, right? Like he's just like, all right, that's what it should be. He shouldn't give a fuck about what they got going on. Like just go do your thing, present wrestling how you present wrestling, which is mostly in ring. Tell your stories, do your thing. And I think that's what's made AEW a lot more tolerable in 2025. And I think that just goes back to what AEW was supposed to be in the beginning, was that true alternative when the main product isn't cooking like they should be.
I feel like, so there's something I do disagree with what you said though, to the point where I feel like competition is good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're watching your competitors, you should always want to be better than your competitors. You look back at the Attitude Era, people who were in WWE and WCW they admitted they watched all the time. They watched what Raw was doing. They watched what Nitro was doing because they're trying to figure out why are they beating us in the ratings? What are they doing that's better than us? What are we not doing to add on to the product? So I feel like there's nothing wrong with trying to be better, but I feel like we're in an era where it seems more like petty though nowadays than it seems like the competition of spirit. Like WWE putting pay-per-views the same day as AEW, you know what I mean? Like last minute, like AEW's had this show announced for like, let's say 6 months. Then all of a sudden WWE comes out a month before and says, oh yeah, we're doing that show on this day. It's like, that's not really coincidental. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of purposely done, but okay. I mean, you want to compete with the ratings and stuff. Okay. I understand it, but it seems a little bit more petty instead of more of like, how can we be better competition wise than them, not necessarily trying to like destroy them, but it's just like, okay, everybody's gonna have this. No, I'm saying for the fans, I like for how the fans watch.
Oh yeah.
Like how the fans watch it. I don't want to look at it as like you're trying to destroy the company out of business. I want to look at it as, okay, what's going on right now? Like I want to have the feeling of both companies are in good positions. I enjoy both. I enjoy AEW. I enjoy WWE. When WWE is bad, you are right. People praise AEW more. And when AEW is bad, people praise WWE more because we've been through those time periods. When AEW first came around, WWE was at a low. We was all on AEW. Like, oh, yeah, this is where you got to be. Then AEW hit a low. And then WWE started to peak again. We're like, oh, man, this is where it's got to be. Y'all got to be over here now. It's good over here. Now WWE is starting to hit another low. AEW is starting to rise up again. So now people are starting to go back and forth. I feel like we haven't really had a year where both were like simultaneously like right there. Like it was hard to like choose to do. Like I haven't, like if they had a pay-per-view, on the same day, I haven't felt like it would be hard to figure out which one I would have to watch. Like if it was a gun to my head, which one are you going to pick? This show or this show? I haven't felt that. It's either like, oh yeah, I got to watch that show over this one. I'll get back to that one. I watched the pre-recordings. I watched the aftermath. Yeah. I haven't felt that. You know what I mean? Like it's different with those type of feelings.
Yeah, I think as far as like what Mo was saying with Tony Khan and how he's handling this, you can kind of see in their signings how they're not trying to be another WWE. Like back in like 2021, 2022, you'd see they were signing Andrade, Miro, Aleister Black, turned to Malachi Black, and like all these ex-WWE guys. But if you look at who they signed this year, I don't know many. Have they even signed an ex-WWE guy this year? They signed Josh Alexander. They signed Ace Austin last week. They signed Megan Bain. They've signed like a lot of people who are popular in other indies.
The only person they could get right now would be Karrion Kross because he just left.
Yeah, and he's doing stuff with GCW. So who knows if that's even on his radar? You know, so they haven't really signed many ex-WWE guys this year, if any. And so I feel like that's AEW really just like trying to be that alternative. They really honed in, even though it's a WWE-ass catchphrase, and every time I hear it, I cringe a little bit. It's we're the best wrestlers, and they're choosing we're the best wrestlers, and they're not just going to pick from WWE anymore. They're expanding. They're becoming a true alternative, and it's kind of like back in like 05 to like 09, 2010 when people were starting to get stale, like the late stages of the Ruthless Aggression era, people were getting tired of WWE because a lot of people who are older than me, they'd be like, oh yeah, I stopped watching during that time. It was just boring. It was stale. But then they were like, oh, but I was watching TNA at the time, or I was watching Ring of Honor at the time, which was an alternative. Obviously those companies weren't going to take over WWE, but they were good alternatives. And I feel like that's what AEW is to WWE right now. It's a good alternative. It's not going to take over WWE. We know that. We know AEW is never going to overtake WWE, but it's a great alternative to the current product, which we praise we praise the Ruthless Aggression era, you know, even though it wasn't all good, it was still a lot of good in there. And there's still good in this era, but I think we've gotten to a point where we've seen such a good peak in wrestling, kind of like how those older fans witnessed the Attitude Era. Then they saw the Ruthless Aggression era. They're like, what the fuck is this? Like, this ain't what I grew up on. So we're looking at 2025 like, this ain't what we just went through. Like, we just went through a great period, and what we're getting is not nearly as good. But somebody our age, or someone's going to be our age, like 10 years from now, and say this was the best era ever. So it's just a constant cycle.
Era's definitely better where you're from. That definitely plays a factor into it as well. Because there's people who told me they can't watch through this Aggression era, and I'm like, I don't know how. Like,
like the Attitude Era fans.
I don't know what you're looking at or what you're not seeing, but that shit was fantastic. But then again, I was a kid though.
They didn't grow up.
I was a little kid growing up because there's people who, you know, as I started to get older, watching the PG era. I mean, I was still watching, but I knew it wasn't what I grew up on. But people who grew up in that era was like, bro, that was my childhood. Like, I knew that was my favorite. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I grew up on. So I'm like, I mean, I get it. I understand it. Everybody has different eras. Your childhood is always gonna hit differently than other eras. And then as you get older, you start to criticize things a little bit more because you have a different perspective and a different view about things now. So it's understandable with those type of narratives. G, go ahead. I'll let you speak real quick.
No, yeah, I mean, all of y'all are making great points. I just look at it like, well, first off, just to answer the question as a whole, the reason why it's important is because competition brings out the best in everybody, right? Only problem is with that competition, you have to be able to still stay true to who you are. And what I mean by that is, over the last year, bare minimum since WrestleMania 40, once they hit that peak and that high, I think AEW finally was kind of like, you know what? We kind of need to refocus. We're never going to hit that high. And I think they just needed to accept that, right? On the flip side of it, which is the more mind-boggling of it all, WWE, at least to me, is now acting like they're the company trying to overtake AEW. They're the ones acting like, oh yeah, let's take a sledgehammer to the throne. They're the ones acting like, okay, we're going to mention that, oh, you couldn't get over in the other company. Like, even though they're not specific, that's what they're acting like. The biggest way I see it, I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. It was already, you was already kind of pushing it, but I think people got used to it when you had a pay-per-view every 4 weeks. It was pushing it, but like, that had been the WWE blueprint for so long, I think people just got used to it. Now y'all cramming like 6 shows in 4 months. Like, that to me is ridiculous. I don't even hate the Saturday night main events. I get why they're doing it, right? It's non-canon. I think if you look at that show as non-canon, I think I can live with it.
That's fair.
The problem is they're trying to treat it like it's canon. And what happened? They went, it was like one show, Saturday night's main event, Evolution, and then another one, and then we still have
the bash before Saturday. The bash before Saturday night's main event.
Right. And then they had to get to SummerSlam.
I forgot about that.
And this has probably felt like the first break that they've had. 4 weeks specifically. The first break that they've had before another pay-per-view. But even then, I just found out, because again, I'm behind, we got a WrestlePalooza. When the fuck did that get here, right? We got a WrestlePalooza now. Because instead of waiting until 2026 like they said, nah. Let's go ahead and get that ESPN going right now.
Let me see something.
I feel like with WWE, right, they were at their best when they weren't worried about AEW. AEW right now, even though it might not be 2021, this is about as close as it's gotten to it, because they are no longer worried about WWE. Competition is great, yes, because it makes you know you have to be at your best. I feel like after WrestleMania 40, oh boy got complacent. I feel like WWE got complacent. And it was really evident in 41. And it's evident the way they're moving, just business decision-wise. I made a TikTok about it. It's on the internet, so I'm going to say it again. I never, ever want this man to come back into the company. But Vince McMahon would never make these stupid business decisions like they're making. Vince McMahon would never make a dumb decision like this. And again, I don't want him back in the company. Stay gone, never come back. I'm good off you, gang. But they're starting to get a little too money hungry and greedy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's affecting your product. Like, believe it or not, it's affecting the creative process. And it shouldn't. But you can tell they're booking for like, oh, well, who's going to put, kind of the money thing, as opposed to just telling stories. When Triple H took over, I'll never forget that pop Johnny Gargano got when he came back. I genuinely believe it was louder at home in our living rooms than it was in that crowd. That crowd couldn't. They was like, some of them was like, oh, what's it? And the other was like, oh, okay. Even and it was in Cleveland too. Like,
no, it was in Canada.
Oh, it was in Canada.
Yeah, like Ontario or something.
Oh, okay. Then maybe somebody else was in their hometown. But either way, like, it was like, oh, okay, sure. But then it was just like the crowd themselves are like, oh, okay, cool. But then they tried to give them a reason to care. They were just telling stories. They were literally, and that's all you need. Last thing I'm going to say on it, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I'll never forget the way they made Lyra before she got in the feud with Becky, the way they made Lyra look credible, and the way they revived Io Sky. All they did was a Queen of the Ring tournament and actually gave these women time. All you need to really sell WWE specifically, give them time, give them a chance, and be consistent with the stories you're telling.
Yep.
That's literally all. Io Sky is probably now starting to get looked at again as one of the best women wrestlers in the world. When she held that title on SmackDown, you couldn't. Was she even top 5? Like, we know what she could be, but was she? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a presentation, though.
The presentation was dog. And I feel like WWE is starting to lose what made us so excited for you in the first place. Like, they're starting to lose that. And to wrap it up with the whole competition thing, I think that's why AEW is still important, because whether you act like it or not, you have to have competition in order to be at your best. If you don't have that competition, you get comfortable. That's how you get 2018 WWE.
Good cook.
So there were some bad years. I feel like AEW is starting to figure out a balance of what they know they want. Because when they first started, it was good, but then they kept signing all these ex-WWE people. The roster was getting so bloated. It's like, how you going to use all these people, bro? They had one show at the time. It was 2 hours. Like, you can't use all these people on one show. Then they had to create another show, and they weren't even using some of the people. Like Andrade, we mentioned before. He was just there at one point, bro. Like, we all thought he was going to go there and at least do some type of great things there because he was underutilizing WWE. He might have been worse than AEW at one point. He was barely even on TV at one point. It's like, how you going to sign these people and not do stuff with them? So now they're starting to figure out a balance where I think they know the people they want to use under their resume, and the people that they know that they could just keep around, who just want to be beneficial, maybe to mentors or whatever the case may be, because you're always gonna need those type of people around, in your locker room to help uplift the locker room and to spit knowledge to the younger talent, upcoming and everything. WWE's at a stage where they're at a bad evolvement, because evolution is a big thing in wrestling. It's going to evolve. It's going to change whether people like it or not. It's going to have periods that you like, periods you don't like. It's just how it is. We've been watching long enough to understand now. You went from the Ruthless Aggression era to the PG era. You had the reality era. And then you went to that dark time in 2018, 2019, or 2017, 2018, 2019. You had the pandemic era. Then out of the pandemic era, it started to get really good. Now we're in the TKO era where it's like, it's there. It's happening. Not really interested too much, but it's can't change it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So WWE is always going to have a period of highs and lows. The one thing that I will always tell people, though, because I don't know why people always have this narrative like WWE is going to die if they do something like crazy, if like somebody leaves or if AEW does this or that. Like Nate mentioned it before, WWE is always going to be the head of the table. That's going to be the machine right there. When you think of wrestling, you're always going to think WWE first, just because it's the WWE. Like, it's what people either grew up on or it's what people just know because of certain people who've been there. You know what I mean? So that's always going to be front and center. That's why WWE is working with ESPN now. They got the Netflix deal. They got all these sponsor deals because it's where the money's at. Like, AEW got the money too, but it's like the big money is over there. The type of contracts these people make now, like they weren't even making that back at a good peak, like during the Attitude Era. That peak was crazy. Now people making you could sit on the bench and make money. You know what I'm saying? Be backstage and cater and make like $300,000 just doing nothing. You know what I mean? So they're paying people ridiculous amount of money over there. So I feel like that's always going to be a front and center, but it's always good to have alternatives. I feel like AEW's importance though has to be looked at in a positive way if you're just a wrestling fan, because there's a difference between wrestling fans and just WWE fans, AEW fans, people who don't watch other things. People who just watch WWE will say like, there's people who just watch WWE and not give AEW chances because it's AEW. You know what I mean? Which I'll never understand. There's people who like will support a superstar in WWE and then they'll leave, go somewhere else, and then like not watch anything that person does, and then like pretend they don't exist anymore. Like, where is that person at? Like, people still asking for Sasha Banks to come back. Like, bro, she's been
Deal with Pac too.
Yeah.
Or Neville. I miss Neville, man. I miss Neville, man. Where Neville at? Like, bro, he's in AEW.
Exactly. Like she's still wrestling.
Oh, I forgot about him. Is he injured?
I think so. Yeah.
Pac's injured. Yeah.
Adapalooza. Nate, you got it, bro.
Nah, Nate, for real. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy.
The audacity for them to put wrestling in there when they know good and daggone.
So
there's gonna be a lot of wrestling on that show.
Did WrestlePalooza replace something, or they just added it?
No, they just added a show, bro. They just added a show.
September didn't have a PLE. So last year's PLE September. What was last year's PLE?
But this year's September PLE should be.
No, I think it was Bash in Berlin, like Bash in Berlin or something like that.
That was the 31st.
No, it was Bash in Berlin. Bash in Berlin, yeah.
But this
that was August 31st.
I know it's August 31st, but you already had SummerSlam, so just treat. The only reason you're not doing it September 7th, I get it. Okay, fine. It's Labor Day weekend, right? Am I not mistaken? Is it not Labor Day weekend? So you just do it the 31st. You're fine. You don't need to. And the thing that's really frustrating about the whole thing, I could have swore Triple H was in somebody's press conference talking about some. Yeah, we don't really want to do a lot of PLEs back to back. We want to have time for the stories to breathe, and get rid of some of the gimmick pay-per-views. I could have swore he was in somebody's press conference talking.
So NXT had its own show in September, and then Bad Blood was in October. So that was the space in the gap right there.
I want to know what's the record for the amount of PLEs or pay-per-views WWE's had in 1 year, and are they going to break it this year?
I would not be surprised if it's 2017 because that's when they were doing the two pay-per-views a month.
Yeah. But they were. Were they doing two pay-per-views a month in 2017? I thought it was still once every month. It was just.
It was still two.
Let me see.
It was still Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views.
Yeah, because 2017. Same month they had Great Balls of Fire and Battleground in July. Fucking Extreme Rules and Money in the Bank 2 weeks apart.
Damn.
Yeah, this shit was Fastlane and Elimination Chamber were 3 weeks apart.
Yeah.
No, Mercy and Hell in a Cell were a few
so
weeks
its
apart.
highest number of pay-per-views in a calendar year, so January to December,
Let me see.
was 16 in 2006.
Oh, brand
That
exclusive.
makes sense
That's
because
when
they were
had the
doing.
best-
Yeah, they were doing.
best-
They were still
best
doing
fit.
brand exclusive. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, so the
they
company
did December to December, the week after Survivor Series. Nasty work.
Yeah. So how many pay-per-views did they have in 2017? I'm gonna look.
The reason they stopped the
have-
brand exclusive shit. Could you imagine
Well,
if
NXT,
they did?
NXT
Bro.
doesn't count, right?
Bro,
NXT
not
doesn't
NXT. NXT doesn't count. Well, bro,
If they would go back and do it how it
1,
used to
2,
be,
3,
like in
4,
2005, you
5.
have just the brands on like Raw would have
God, that would be ass.
Raw would have a month.
Raw would
SmackDown
have
would
like
have
April, and then SmackDown would have like May. You know what I mean? Like they'd
Yep.
have it like
Oh,
spaced out.
so they
Them
tied it.
shits would be ass.
They tied
But
it.
they don't
Nia
have
Jax.
they don't have a brand split anymore. So it's like
They
Nia
tied it in
Jax versus Tiffany
2017 with
Stratton.
16. So
15.
26.
Oh, really?
So 2017.
2017 had 16. Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Royal Rumble,
Jeez.
Elimination Chamber. Look. Royal Rumble, January 29th. Chamber, February 12th. Fastlane, March 5th. WrestleMania 33, April 2nd. Payback, April 30th. Backlash, May 21st. Extreme Rules, June 4th. Money in the Bank, June 18th. Great Balls of Fire, July 9th. Battleground, July 23rd. They had a month break for SummerSlam, August 20th. No Mercy, September 24th. Hell in a Cell, October 8th. TLC, October 22nd.
Wait,
Survivor
SummerSlam was
Series,
on my birthday that year?
Survivor Series, November 19th. And Clash of Champions, December 17th.
That show.
damn.
Jinder
That's
Mahal.
Meanwhile, for context, NXT had 3.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They had
You're right,
San
you're right.
Antonio, Chicago, and Brooklyn 3
Chicago.
Wait, in 2017?
in 2017.
Oh, they
No,
didn't
they
do
had
a
San
Royal Rumble?
Antonio, Orlando, Chicago.
No, it was San
Brooklyn.
Antonio. It was I'm looking over here. NXT Takeover Specials 2017. NXT
They
Takeover
had
San Antonio. NXT
Yeah.
Takeover
Rumble.
Chicago.
You forgot about Orlando.
Orlando, and at
That was
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
season.
Okay, so then they didn't fit. Somebody messed that up then.
Then they had Brooklyn and War Games. Yeah, that was the
Oh,
first
so
one.
they had
four.
6. So they had 6.
Yeah,
I would say they had to have more than 3.
yeah. I was like, that's kind of crazy.
You're right. You're right.
Nuts.
Who's somebody that you feel like got underutilized in AEW that could have had more potential?
Shit, who didn't get underutilized over there?
Jay White.
Loki.
Jay White.
Is it too early to say Jay White yet though? Is he injured?
Oh,
No, it's
He is
definitely not too early. They could have pulled the
No.
trigger with him twice.
I mean, they could have.
They could have pulled the trigger with him
it's
twice.
a sad one.
They
That's a sad
didn't.
one.
They didn't give him the world title, and then we said, "Okay, Continental, I get it now. Okay, fine." And then
Nope.
they gave it to Eddie Kingston. Pissed me off.
And I fuck with Eddie Kingston, but come on.
I don't fuck with Eddie Kingston. That's the problem. I've never got with him. I've never.
Really?
I like it.
I think he's.
I like
I
it.
think he's cool.
He's not my
I think
favorite,
had-
but I like
think
him.
he's had some good moments, but I've never been a fan. Like the way they pushed him for a minute, I would not have if it was me.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, who's another name besides Jay White you guys want to think of?
Shoot, I mean, the fact that Aleister Black really never did anything in the singles run,
Yeah.
that was annoying.
Yeah.
That was
Especially the way they
annoying.
brought him in, like
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
squashing Cody, like
It's Cody, like, yeah.
bro. And then Cody
Yeah.
gets his money back.
Like that's easily like how Miro got a TNT and Darby had his little run. Even Powerhouse Hobbs had a little small little run. That easily could have been Malachi Black, like easily.
Put a private party. It's a shame they have not.
Too long to pull the trigger.
Yeah, that
and
was
then
a
once
nigga.
they did, they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, that was a here nigga damn. They were transitional champions for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might say
Like the fact that, like, no disrespect, because I know they were over, but like if the Acclaimed can get that mega kind of push, Private Party could have got it too, bro.
Mhm.
Like,
I'll say Andrade for me, bro. Especially at the time frame he went to AEW. I'm like, bro, I don't know how they didn't do something with him, bro. Like,
Yeah, they could have done something.
Could did nothing with him, bro. Like they
They got
the
stuck in the
stuff
Codyverse.
they had the stuff with Chavo, and then they threw Chavo out of there. He got kicked out, and then it was like he wasn't doing more. I'm like, bro, y'all couldn't do nothing with him, bro. Like,
Then he had that weird faction with Matt Hardy and Private Party and
yeah,
Jack
like,
Evans and shit.
yeah, because like
I forgot about
I'm not gonna lie,
Gross.
is La Faction and Gobernables, whatever the fuck they call themselves, is that still a thing? Because that faction,
I think they ended this year.
yeah, because that faction to me was
Malik would
always
know.
doomed.
who? What did you say?
And Faction and Incabrables. That's New Japan, right?
Whatever. They're in New Japan now?
They ended this year. They've been New Japan, right? CMLL.
Yeah, there was always.
They were in New Japan for a little bit, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know much about CMLL though.
Because I look at it and I see like that faction when they debuted when Andrade got his guys back. I was like, that's gonna work. Because that's 3 people who can't cut a promo. That's 3 people who can't cut a promo. Unfortunately, like you need a mouthpiece, and they never gave.
Okay, so who's somebody that AEW put you on to? Maybe you weren't familiar with that first. Like once you start watching AEW, you started paying more attention to somebody. Like, oh, this guy or this girl.
Hangman. I knew of him, but I didn't know how good he really was until I started watching AEW.
Yeah, I'll say MJF for me, bro. I wasn't really looking at him outside of AEW.
I saw him in MLW.
I didn't see.
I didn't see that.
See, I didn't know MJF was
like MLW. Yeah,
that's the guy.
So was he really like that? Like, was he like everything you see here? Same thing in MLW.
Better. I mean, obviously better in AEW, but yeah, like you would see the early like you like
presented in MLW, like top champion.
He was he was a middleweight champion. He had a group with Rich Holland and Alexander Hammerstone. They were the what are they called? Dynasty. I think they're called Dynasty. Some shit like that. Yeah. But yeah, no, he was. You could tell there was big plans for. Like you could tell he was a star. Like once you saw his promos, his in-ring work was good. Like you knew, okay, this kid's gonna be a star. Like if
real quick before we get on to like who they put you on, I do want to give a shout out to Trey Football Girl Robinson. My God, Santana and Ortiz, that was a crazy fumble. Like that was one of the earlier like y'all fucking this up, like bad.
I never understood that.
Bad, bro. That's like WWE's Enzo and Cass. Except they were much better in the ring. Much better in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, same amount of over. Maybe not same, but for sure over as hell. They had the Chris Jericho rub when Chris Jericho was still important in a main eventer. The fact that they never capitalized off of that. Them and Thunder Rosa were the first 2 early fumbles of that company. Those were the first 2 early fumbles of that company. I was like, okay, what are we doing, guys? Like you did all this to build up Thunder Rosa, and then you gave her the title and made her feel like nothing. Yeah, Thunder Rosa still hasn't recovered. Recovered.
No.
Nasty work.
I'm gonna go somewhere more recent, like very recent. Tekla. I think I never heard of her before she came to AEW, and then once she debuted, I was like, okay, she like that. So still to be determined how they're going to use her, but I'm a fan.
You can say that about. You can low-key say that about. What's her name? The other one that they just signed. I think she's gonna be nice too.
Megan Bang?
Yeah, Megan Bang. I think she's gonna be nice too.
I wasn't too familiar. I heard of her, but I never watched.
Yeah, neither did I. I think she's gonna be a player because I mean, somebody eventually got to beat Mercedes and Tony, and once they do, then like you got to have people credible to like put somebody on. So
yeah, I hope Tekla beats Tony. So.
Ooh, Avery got a good one. Konosuke Takeshita. They put me on to that.
Ooh,
they put me on to that nigga. They put me on to that nigga. And Kyle Fletcher. They put me on to both of them.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, shout out Avery for that one. I'm not lying. That's a good pull.
That was good. Yeah.
I forgot about Takeshita. Yeah.
Yeah, Takeshita. Because I'm not gonna lie, it was like I felt like there was a minute where like every time he would be like that guy would come super, super close. And they're like, what is it? I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. This young boy hooping a little bit. Hold on.
He liked that. Takeshita liked that.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. When he had that match with Kenny, them little V triggers he was hitting him with, I'm like, that low-key could be your finisher, gang. I don't know. He liked that stuff.
He liked that.
Yeah, he's won the G1.
They did win the G1, yep.
That's good stuff. I'll say, besides MJF, I said, Mo, did you give an answer? Ethan Page?
No, I did. Who did I start with? Hangman. That's what I said. Hangman. Yeah, I didn't know Ball and Hangman at all.
Hangman's a really good one, actually.
That's a really good one.
I didn't even think about Hangman. Hangman's a really good one. I wasn't too familiar with
because I heard his name, but I didn't.
Yeah, he's
like I didn't know Ball at all.
I didn't know he could be that big. I was like, oh, pause.
You a child.
Hey, he said it first. I wasn't thinking about it until he said it.
Hey, man.
I was not thinking about that. Bro.
Come on, man. We'll pause that.
Somebody also
Mason
said
Cameron.
Somebody also said Willow. I can get with that.
Oh yeah, that's another one for sure.
I can get with that.
Sure.
Yeah,
honestly, if you really think about it, that women's division, they've done a much better job in 24 and 25, really 100%. Showcasing like oh my goodness, bro. And finally, because I think WWE, they got their top heavy stuff, and they've done a good job with Lyra as of late. Lyra, and I think Roxanne is going to be fine. Julia, I don't know what they're doing with her, but Roxanne is going to be fine. I think, shockingly enough, even though we never wish for injuries, the Liv Morgan injury was probably the best thing that
a blessing in disguise. Yeah,
a blessing in disguise. If you're going to get an injury that you're not prepared for, do something with it. That's how I always feel. And I think just like Liv Morgan got elevated because of the injury, I feel like this is now Roxanne doing the same thing. So I think they're top heavy with a couple mid carders, but their depth is still trash. I feel like AEW on the flip side, their depth is actually really good. They just need to start ascending a couple more people to that top star status. That's really all they need. They need like 2 more people to really take that step and have like a mini 4 horsewoman. And I think they're going to be straight.
Yeah, because it's so deep. It's
that was definitely a pause.
That was kind of crazy. I'm not
gonna lie. That was getting clipped up.
A little wild there.
No, mate.
Who's okay? So if you had to recommend an AEW match to somebody, like you got to go check out this match. What match would you put somebody onto? Like, bro, you gotta like somebody's like, I ain't never watched AEW. Like, bro, I got you. You got to check this match out.
If you're somebody that prefers the WWE style, Cody versus Dustin will connect with you 100%. There's no way you watch that.
They could have had in WWE, you know.
I am never.
That's a perfect.
I am never.
That's perfect.
Gonna go watch.
That's AEW's first. That's their first real classic right there.
That is a.
What's up with Dustin Rose, man?
That is a legit classic.
I hate him now, bro. I hate him.
Shut up.
Honestly, you want to know what it started, bro? It really started when he got curb stomped.
Shut up! I already know.
And then had a 15-minute.
That was wild. That was wild.
That's when I really started to hate Dustin because I'm like,
that took Ambrose out.
Like you were not minute, and then yeah, bro, like that pissed me off. But man, if I had to, you know what? There's a couple, but if I just want to tell y'all, look, y'all wanna go see some real hoops, y'all wanna go see some real graps, and then they ain't even got no stakes to it for real. Go show them Kenny versus Daniel, man. It just enjoy it. Sit back. Yeah. Just sit back, enjoy the
Grand
ride.
Slam. Oh.
Just sit back and enjoy the ride. And then ain't even got no stakes to it. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Oh my!
They literally they didn't even touch, and the crowd was going crazy.
So I have 2 matches I'm gonna throw out there for 2 different reasons. If you're looking at something with a really good story, with emotion involved, and something that's really gonna connect, I'm gonna say Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland. That shit was
for sure
like real grabs. The story build, everything at stake, the match, the back and forth, really good. If you're looking for something like maybe comedy wise, something fun, I would say the first Stadium Stampede match. That shit was really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that first Stadium Stampede was a lot of. It was very entertaining.
Okay, man. If you want something like good storytelling, like deep emotions, like you gonna feel it, I suggest the Young Bucks versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega Revolution 2020.
Oh, the tag match. Okay.
Yes, that match. Oh, fuck. And then a Kenny kicking out of the 1 week. Oh my god. But if you want something that's like just pure chaos, just flips, like there's a story, but that's not the most important part of the match. I recommend Kenny Omega versus Takeshita versus Ricochet. That's one of the greatest triple threat matches of all time. That match was phenomenal. Just from go. 30 minutes of just pure.
Also, because I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's injured or they're just giving him a well-deserved break. But I would also say, if you want to see the embodiment of like something you can just not take serious, but then somehow, some way, they always take you serious. Mm-hmm. When Orange Cassidy got inserted into that triple threat match for the world title, a lot of people at the time was like, I don't know how this is going to work.
Right.
Orange Cassidy, that day, I was like, I will never doubt you. Like, you made me take you serious when you're literally a non-serious character. Like, that's one of the few times I'm like, this is how you treat a non-serious character to make me believe him when the time comes. Because I thought I don't want people. I'm like, I mean, cool, but is this really gonna work? Is this really the best option we could have did? And yeah, oh my god, MJF Punk. Shout out Niall Murphy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
storytelling. Oh my god. Back when Wardlow was actually over.
I guess
Peak
we
AEW.
should shift it. We should probably shift it to the feuds, and we're gonna talk about because they had 3 matches.
Yeah.
Feuds. Yeah. Well, I think the first good feud that I really remember for me was Jericho MJF. Like off the bat, that was like something I had to see every week. What they were doing was pretty good.
Yeah.
Best feud overall, it's got to be Hangman and somebody. I ain't gonna lie.
I was about to say the top 3 feuds.
Hangman
Kenny.
I can tell you the top 3 feuds to me right now, personally.
Hangman Kenny's really good. Punk and MJF is really good.
The top 3 feuds AEW's ever had. Hangman Kenny, Hangman Swerve, MJF Punk. Those are my top 3. Top 3.
I'm gonna say Hangman Swerve, Punk, MJF, and Mariah May, Toni Storm.
I'm about to say Toni Storm, Mariah May.
That is literally one of that might be the greatest women's feud of all time. That feud is like generational.
Yeah, Toni Storm, Mariah May was really good, bro.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
Generational feud, bro.
Yeah.
That was really good.
It's hard to put it over those 3.
The Death Rider should be in there if they had a consistent middle. Like it started off good and it ended really good, but the middle part was like
ass.
When Mariah was champion.
Yeah. It was really bad. If they had a good like middle with a good, that Death Rider still would have been up there. Bro.
Oh, you're talking about the Death Riders? Oh,
yeah, because the beginning was really good and the end was really good.
The middle was
so bad. If they had a good middle with that beginning and end, man, listen, bro,
because that middle was
that'd been generational.
Man, what should have been a great? Oh my gosh, we talk about the should-haves. It pisses me off that MJF and Adam Cole fell so flat. Pisses me off. That should have been one of
when they ran it back.
Yeah. That should have been a generational feud. Oh my god!
You know what I will recommend, and don't hate me for this. Don't hate me for this, y'all. A match I will recommend: Wardlow versus MJF, double or nothing. Don't hate me. Y'all know that shit was fire. That shit was fire.
Oh, when he kept powerbombing?
Yes, that shit was fire. Yeah. That was fire. The crowd, bro. I don't care. That's a 5-star match. I don't care. That was free. That match.
I don't know about no 5-star.
It's so tainted. It's so tainted. I understand what you're saying, Nate. I do.
Oh yeah.
But I can't look at that match.
Using hindsight?
Yeah, I can't look at that match without the stench on it. I can't.
No. You
because even going in, you heard about like all the bull crap that was going on. And then I think people more remember the promo that Wednesday after more so than the match. And yeah,
legendary promo, by the way.
Legendary. So
I recommend that too.
I know. Wardlow like will forever hate MJF for that. Will forever hate him for that.
Still does. Yeah.
And then he cut his hair, and I was like, "All right, bro, you lost me."
Yeah, Wardlow. I thought they was gonna make him a world champion, bro, based on how they was using him. Like, I'm like, oh, he gonna be a world champion? He was a monster at one point, and then he just. I don't know what happened.
And then they tried to do that again with Adam Cole in the group in the fucking Kingdom. I was like,
I don't know what happened with him, bro.
And now they're doing it again with the Don Callis family because you could tell that stare down when he went to Takeshita. I was like, hey, here we go with the Wardlow under like the enforcer treated poorly.
Wardlow being a big bully type of character in 2025 again. After
here we go again.
Like bro, you couldn't hold your title versus Powerhouse Hobbs and Samoa Joe. Like, that's what really like was the nail in the coffin. When he started flip flopping that, I was like, "Yeah, bro, you're crazy."
So let me ask you, what do you think? Looking at what has happened to both Cody and CM Punk, which loss do you think hurt AEW more? Like looking at what happened with Cody when he went to WWE and Punk going back and everything he's done. Looking at AEW's landscape now, which one do you think is like, damn?
The Punk one hurt worse. Because Cody leaving, AEW was fine at that time. Like the report, y'all remember the reports of the reports at the time was like, oh, like we don't feel like we really need Cody to be that top star because we got Kenny, we got that. It was fine. When Punk left, mind you, when he left, first off, the first time he got suspended, he had just won the world title. Everybody got suspended. I think the only person that didn't get suspended was Hangman because he wasn't there. I don't even think Kenny got suspended. I don't think Kenny was part of it. Right, but I know
he protected
the dog, Larry.
Larry. He protected Larry.
Yeah. So like everybody got suspended. They had to do a whole new tournament, right? And then CM Punk came back. They made a whole new show for him. They made him the real world champion. Like
he didn't want none of it.
They didn't want none of it. He wanted to just go. And so they did all this because they knew if Punk goes back to WWE, man, we not recovering for a while. And then it made it even worse because they aired the footage.
Yeah.
They aired the footage proving CM Punk right. Proving him right.
Every word.
Every word. And what made with the nail in the coffin, Collision went to shit after that.
It was already shit.
No, I'm talking about when CM Punk
when
left.
Danielson was holding it down. When Danielson was holding it down, it was pretty enjoyable.
When CM Punk left, because remember they was pushing Jay
White. It took a dip.
FTR was doing an Iron Man, like FTR was hitting they peak. Jay White
like
was
2 out of 3 first.
Only thing I'll say is I think the Punk one hurt worse, but man, you look at what Cody's done, bro. I don't think anybody could have expected that shit. Like when he went back to WWE, when he went back to WWE. I mean, okay, he had a nice little return stuff, the Seth Rollins stuff, but this run though, this nigga he had a peak that's like crazy right now, bro. Like, but then again though, I will say,
my bad, go ahead.
I don't think Cody could have had this peak in AEW because he wasn't accepted by the audience over there.
No,
they didn't like him the way WWE fans like him and accepted him. I mean, they could have pushed him to this extent, but it would have been more like, I don't think it would have been well accepted as far as like. In WWE,
especially because he was one of the bosses.
Yeah, it would have been more of like the golden shovel, like he's just putting himself over.
He would have been Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, he has power.
Isn't he supposed to have a retirement run this year?
Oh God.
I remember they had that. They was like, yeah, Jeff Jarrett about to retire this year. I want to retire with the world championship.
Nobody was gravitating to that.
All right, bro.
But I think with Cody, the reason why because AEW didn't really hurt. Because at the time, you look at the landscape. Like, granted, do I think Cody?
No, I'm not saying they weren't hurt by it, but I'm like looking back. I think they all look at that like, damn, that nigga really did this stuff. He doing that over there, like.
I think they do, but I think if you look at the audience, they were never going to accept him like that unless heel.
But maybe as a heel though, we don't know.
But Cody as a heel is still. Like, it would have been good.
AEW, though, we don't know what it would have been like.
But I think it would have been good. But I think, bluntly stated, at that time, because we look at that time and what they was doing, I think that would have been like, okay, cool, great, finally, you're not a corny babyface. They still wouldn't have accepted him like how they think they would have. Because after his little heel run, they would have got bored.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
You ain't after that Ring of Honor run, that run he had in New Japan. I think the fans would have fucked with it. Especially if you would have put him against a babyface MJF, you put him against a babyface CM Punk.
I'm gonna say
babyface Osprey. If Osprey comes and you have that, like, nah, they would have fucked. Like, nah. Especially if he's got his own little faction. Yeah.
But also too,
him and Kenny again.
But also too, if you think about it, at the time when they was doing this, because WrestleMania 38 was 2022. Yeah, so he left January 2022. So 2021. Going into 2022, let's say he turns heel around that time he leaves. I don't think he stays heel for long. I think at the end of the day, because remember that promo he cut about his daughter. Like, hey, my daughter's black. I will not turn heel. Right? Like, I don't think that would have lasted long.
You could have used that as a heel move, though. Like, honestly, realistically, if y'all think about it, they could have made the Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre of AEW, bro. Always caving. I'm doing the right thing. I'm saying all the right stuff, but people they're not feeling it, bro. No matter what it is.
Nate, I know you reminisce about that promo, man. That was so bad.
That promo was bad. He made it for it in a lot of other good promos in WWE though.
It's so bad that we had to make. It was so bad we coped with it with memes, bro. That's how bad it was. Like it was so bad, bro. And you hear? And I think he had like a focus group. Like he cut that.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
We went to multiple focus groups, and I will not heard.
Oh, fuck, bro! It's so bad.
Oh my god!
It's so bad.
Yo,
so bad.
Cody was bugging.
Shit went left so fast. Shit went left so fast.
Like he faced you're facing a black man who's he's from England, but yeah, you're like, my daughter's black, so I ain't gonna turn heel. Like I'm fighting for America. Like
my brother he had a
Anthony Gogo's black. What are you talking about?
He had a midlife crisis in AEW. That's what that was. That was his midlife crisis.
Yeah. You know what really gets like, I don't know about y'all, bro. I ain't never really been into like the I'm fighting for America type people. I don't know, bro.
It's corny.
And like
it gets cool if you find like a good heel that's like not from America and you build them up, then I get it. But it's like
dude, Rusev was the last one where like, okay, if you wanted to do the American gimmick, like it worked with Cena. Cena just should have lost.
Yeah.
But like it's Cena. So like, okay, that works. Fine, whatever.
But you have to remember the climate we were in, bro. This was 2020, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of things politically, I'm not going to bring up on this podcast, but a lot of things politically and socially were happening this year. So the last thing we wanted to see was someone say, I'm fighting for America, because a lot of us was like, fuck America. So yeah, that was horrible. And that character today is not getting over. I don't
the reason why
it's like the 90s.
Like his character, I think the reason why it's working in WWE is because he's not as corny as that.
No.
And when he needs to, he's showing these niggas, yeah, I'm like that, nigga. Like Kevin Owens. I'm gonna put you through this motherfucking ladder, nigga. Like, fuck you gonna do about it? Like, he's showing like
right in front of your friend too.
Right, literally, yeah. Which, by the way, it's pissing me off so much that like that easily could have been the start of Sammy's heel turn, and they didn't do it. It's agitating.
All right, stop pushing for it, bro. It's not happening.
I know it's not happening.
Let it go.
But they could have added so many layers to Sammy's character that would make him more credible.
No.
He just needs to turn. He just needs to study Danielson.
Talking about being an underdog. That's all he needs.
He's to study.
But that's his only babyface character. That's his only
not after the SmackDown. Not after the SmackDown. He needs to
study Danielson.
Mo. I haven't seen the SmackDown, but you want to know why I'm still hesitant to believe that? Because he also said he wasn't acting like the underdog versus Braun Breaker, and it started acting like the underdog once he lost. Literally, he beat him. He was acting like the underdog before he beat Braun Breaker. He beat him. He's like, hey, I'm a champion. I'm a WrestleMania main event. Lost to Braun Breaker. Act like he couldn't win no more. Nigga, you are a WrestleMania main eventer. Stop it.
Nigga.
Like, bro, if I main evented WrestleMania, and then the
I'd be talking shit.
I beat Gunther, y'all would never hear that. I would be worse than Paul all day. I would be worse than Paul Heyman when Brock Lesnar beat the Undertaker. I promise you.
Don't remind me.
That was my back-to-back manias. I ended the longest ever IC title reign, and the one before that, I ended the longest ever tag reign. I got the pin. Y'all would never hear the end of it.
Oh yeah, nah.
Ever.
I'm like that, motherfucker. I'm like that.
Nigga, what? Please. Matter of fact, fuck this challenge shit. I need to be the number one contender.
They want
number one contender.
They want Sami Zayn to be a white meat babyface, but they don't portray him the same way as like Cody. Like Cody has a backbone. Cody stand on business when he got sent on business. Like after WrestleMania 40, there was no more. I can't finish the story. I'm him now. I'm at the spot. The only time he did it is when he hesitated with Cena, but they just made up for it at SummerSlam when he literally was like, "All right, Cena."
That made sense, even though the match
gotta put you down, bro.
Frustrating.
Yeah, gotta put you down. Man.
You hated that, huh? Didn't you? You hated that shit, didn't you?
That salute.
I thought
he tried to be Swerve.
Yeah, he did.
A little bit. That was Swerve-esque.
So what you saying, Malik?
See it around, cowboy.
So what you saying, Malik, is that Sami Zayn they portray Sami Zayn as pussy? Is what you're saying?
He's just like
Ain't got no backbone.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Like he doesn't really like stand up. He doesn't. The only time he
Thank you, Matt Thunder.
The only time he ever really, it seems like to me, the only time he ever really like has a backbone and stands on business is when he's fighting Kevin Owens. Like the only time I've ever seen.
Yeah, that is a good ass point.
He's going up against Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn's a demon, bro. Oh, he's a demon going up against Kevin Owens. When he's facing somebody else,
his best friend.
He was good. Roman Reigns.
That's the problem.
Insane.
So you got a backbone versus your homie, your best friend.
But everybody else,
backbone for Karrion Kross. Yeah,
I would say Roman Reigns too. He had a backbone for Roman Reigns too, but not Karrion Kross is crazy. Not Karrion Kross is crazy.
Yeah, how do you not have a backbone?
Which is another thing that goes towards why
because
like underdog. Because in kayfabe,
let this make sense. You was more confident that you could beat the Tribal Chief, but not Karrion.
That's really bad when you put it into perspective. That's really bad. Because think about it. The only reason he lost is because of interference. That is the only reason.
Literally, bro.
You was more confident you could be peak Roman Reigns. But Karrion Kross, the guy who couldn't.
No, see, Mr. Burnout. The difference is Hangman was doubting himself before he was Himothy. Sami Zayn made himself Himothy and started doubting himself. That's the big difference.
Wrestlers can't doubt themselves. If you a two-time WrestleMania main eventer, no, nigga.
And you won both?
You hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit.
Won both. Nigga, this ain't Sami Zayn that was losing to Shane McMahon and a returning Daniel Bryan. This ain't Sami Zayn that was losing to Jackass. This ain't that Sami. If that Sami Zayn was still here, all right, bro. I feel you. I don't know. You was losing to Jackass. Hey, you might. Hey, Solo Sikoa might be a challenge for you. We'll see.
That don't even sound right.
Imagine Solo Sikoa being a challenge. That's crazy.
Word, but like that's what he would be at the time. We talking about a nigga who beat Gunther and the Usos in their prime.
Solo only got a WrestleMania match.
Solo's biggest claim to fame at WrestleMania is being one of the guys in 39 and 40 main event. Literally.
Sami Zayn has victories over some of the best stars that they've seen. He's beaten the Usos at the peak. He's beaten Gunther. I'm pretty sure he's got victories over other people too. Kevin Owens, he's beaten him before. Like he's beaten some top tier talent. So I don't understand the whole underdog perspective. Still, like why they want him to be the white meat babyface, which is fine. He could be that. He had the reactions in 2023. Like it just unfortunately it was Cody's. It was Cody's spot.
Right.
It wasn't his spot. But if they want him to be like the number two, like the number two spot, Jey Uso World Heavyweight Championship spot, cool. It's just like you got to stop portraying him as somebody who can't overcome the odds when he's already done that though. Like, we've already seen him do it. Like so, what is he overcoming at this point? I can understand it. I can understand if this was years out. Like let's say like somebody if he was older. And he's out of his prime now, and he can't win a match. And he's like, "Oh man, I don't know if I still got it in me." Oh my God. We're talking like 10 years down the road, but like right now,
that's literally gonna be his retirement angle. I swear that's gonna be his retirement angle. Oh my God! Hey man, I don't know if I got it in me no more. Oh my God! I can't.
I will win my last match, even if it kills me. Like.
He's literally WWE's Dax.
You know what they're going to do?
Doesn't mention his kid.
You know what they're going to do? I'm telling you.
He just doesn't mention his kid. Because I'm going to fight for my baby girl. Like, shut the fuck up.
You know what they're going to do? Listen. And
we're the best wrestlers.
You're gonna hate it. And I'm telling you, this is something they would do. If Sami Zayn happens to win the Royal Rumble, hypothetically, if he happens to win, he's going to win from number 1 or number 2.
Right.
He's going to go the Iron Man route. He's going to overcome the odds. He's going to be somebody like Brock Lesnar in the end of the Rumble. It's going to be somebody like him and Lesnar in the end of the Rumble. He's going to get his ass beat, and then he's going to do something where he pulls down the top rope, and Lesnar goes over, and he's like, "I did it, yes, I won the Royal Rumble." And that's what it's going to be, bro. That's what it's going to be.
If this nigga eliminates Brock Lesnar,
that's what they're going to do.
I mean, I'd be happy.
I never want to hear underdog again at that point.
But I'm saying that's how they're going to play it now.
It's going to be him and Brock. That's going to be the story. CM Punk is going to be like, "Okay, yeah, cool. You got lucky that Brock went over the top rope, but you haven't beaten the best in the world." I know that's what it's gonna be.
Like, you pushing 50, sit your ass down.
That's what they're gonna do, bro. That's what
CM Punk is gonna be the world title by the time we get to Mania. I fully believe
I told y'all. CM Punk is gonna be that. He's gonna lean more towards that heel. He's gonna tell Sammy, "You can't beat me."
And I hope he's.
You never been on my level.
You guys say they're gonna do Sammy in Punk at Mania next year?
I think so.
Either that or Sammy and Cody, but
I think they
winning the Rumble. Who else?
Cody?
I think they put Sammy on SmackDown to separate him from
Mania. We're talking about Mania, bro. Main event.
That's
don't get me wrong. I
Cody.
Don't want it, Malik. I don't want it.
I'm not saying, but you threw out Sammy and Cody in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah, not Sammy and Cody. No.
What's the difference between Sammy and Cody and Sammy and Punk?
Because Cody's like two main events.
Cody's the face.
It's like two main events.
Cody's a literal face.
I don't think
Sammy's not beating the face in a couple.
Sami Zayn's going after the WWE Championship.
I don't want Sammy to win at all. I hope he loses to Punk. I don't want him to win at all.
Okay,
relax.
I could see Sammy and Punk, but that's like a night. We're talking. Even though there's 2 nights of WrestleMania,
semi-main event.
We know there's night 1, night 2, but we know night 2 is like that's the biggest match on like they're gonna have on WrestleMania.
No, I feel
Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes.
That's not gonna be Sammy.
I don't want to see Cody.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Punk versus.
That's one thing.
I'd rather have that.
Punk, you want just go.
That's one thing. I don't. The more I'm looking at the landscape of what they got going on right now, I was for sure when they first announced Saudi Arabia Royal Rumble, I immediately said Sami Zayn, right? I'm starting to doubt it.
I'm not for sure if he would. Some of y'all said.
I think the route they go, Seth Roman.
That's what I'm thinking.
Punk. They've teased Cody Punk 2 builds in a row now.
So
I don't see how they don't pull the trigger the third.
Devil's advocate for you. This is just to ask some questions to think about.
Yeah.
I believe if we get Seth Roman one more time, Roman finally got to get his win. You agree? You think that's going to be for the World Heavyweight title?
That would
Roman win another title? Hell no!
See, that's the only thing I pull back on. I feel like Roman.
That's my hesitation too.
Be the match without the world title, but
right.
I really feel like next year's biggest match is going to be Cody and Punk. Like that's going to be the match, the main event.
Okay, so then with that being said, are y'all just going to give Gunther the world title back? Like, who else is going to be world champion if we do? Because I brought up last time I was on the show.
Okay, what about this? You don't think Sammy can win the title in Saudi Arabia?
No, man. No.
Oh, wait. You know how? Roman's going to help him. It's going to be his apology. It's going to be his apology.
He already apologized. Well, he didn't.
He never apologized. He didn't apologize. He's not gonna say I'm sorry.
But the way he said, the way he made up for him.
Well, Sammy's on SmackDown now, though.
Was by being nice to Jay. That's literally what Sammy asked for. You gotta be nice to Jay.
It's different. You gotta think. Okay, look at it like this. There's 2 ways they can go about it.
He ain't apologized.
If Roman costs at the title, that's easily a build to the match of WrestleMania. He could do it by helping Punk win. Doesn't really like Punk, but like that would drive Seth crazy because he hates CM Punk.
Right.
But Sammy was the honorary Uso. He did help Roman Reigns a lot through that run. So if Sami Zayn's first world title run is a catalyst because Roman cost Seth, and then Roman is a catalyst to help Sammy win that first big one, it's in Saudi too. Nate might be cooking. I ain't gonna lie. I can see it, bro.
There's 2 things that I have issue with in your statement.
I hate that shit.
Right. One of them.
Sami Zayn in general.
I mean, yeah, but one of them has to do with a future thing. But here's my thing: 1, if you were talking about you think we're gonna get Cody and Punk, and I brought up last time I was on the show. Granted, it was a troll, but I brought up, hey, title unification, winner take all. Y'all was not trying to hear that. No. So if CM Punk is not going to go into WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champion, I think he's going to win the Rumble. Now, however, let's just say we go with your idea. Let's just say we go with your idea where Sami Zayn gets help from Roman Reigns, blah, blah, blah. He wins the world title, blah, 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 right? Seth Rollins, whatever. It's going to piss me off because on the road to WrestleMania with the world title, he's going to be like, man, somebody's going to say, but could you really have won it without Roman? And it's gonna be another underdog while he's the champion. I don't want to see that shit.
But then who does Sammy face if he's the world champion?
I don't want that either.
Because who else is gonna do it? Who else is gonna do it? It's gonna be Gunther.
No, I think they're doing Gunther and Brock.
I don't want Gunther to lose 3 days in a row.
We talked about it before. That's what they wanted before. They've been wanting that. You feel me?
Honestly, I completely forgot about Brock Lesnar.
Oh, now they got it.
Nate, your ring light went out.
So if Sammy wins the world title, I mean, I don't know who else I'm looking at as like a real challenge, because I can't say somebody like LA Knight because they haven't shown me that they actually want to give him that opportunity. They haven't the way they presented him. They haven't shown me.
He's gonna walk. He's gonna walk.
I don't believe it.
I think he's gonna.
I mean, Braun Breaker maybe, but I don't know if they're going to be ready to give him that.
Not too soon. Braun Breaker is going to be a SummerSlam title winner.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be ready to give him that type of push. You know what I mean?
So I think the easiest thing for them to do.
Oh, you know what could be? Drew McIntyre. I don't know.
What do you think they're going to put up?
I think Drew McIntyre.
Drew got to win though. Drew got to win, but you know.
If honestly, he's got a better shot at facing Cody than he does facing CM Punk, because I don't think they're going to run that back again. So I think I don't want to see that. I think the best thing that they can do, just me personally.
Oh, you know, it could be it could be Jericho coming back, ain't he? It's gonna be old Jericho.
I swear on everything, bro. If that nigga's in a world title match,
it's gonna be old man Jericho.
Who? This nigga said Jericho. This nigga said Jericho.
Against who?
Sammy.
Against who?
Old man Jericho and Sammy at WrestleMania.
Anyways, yeah, bro, that's fucking ridiculous. This is what I think the easiest thing for them to do. This is the easiest thing for them to do, just to make life simple, right? Sometimes the easiest plan is the best plan. Roman costs Seth Rollins the world title to CM Punk. That easily sets up your main event for whatever night, right? CM Punk is already main evented. He doesn't need to do it.
Because if you do Seth and Roman, Cody can already have a backup plan with Randy. Him and Randy are always.
And that's where I was going to get to, because you can do two things. You can finally do this Randy-Cody feud that we've been waiting on, right? Now that Cody just won the title back, he's going to need something juicy, because he's already done everything else. He's already beat everybody else. So the only thing he can do at this point is the Randy feud and the Punk feud. But if CM Punk is going to be a world champion, even though I'm not going to like it, the easiest thing to do is to give Sami Zayn the Rumble win, have run Sammy and Punk. You get Cody and Randy, and then Gunther has the Brock match. Those are your 4 big high-profile matches off rip that you can build your opening and your closing shows to. I don't like it because I really don't want Sammy there. Like I kid you not, I'm so off.
Yeah, you so against
but also, I really am against it. But I'm also realistic.
For what?
I see the story there. That's why I moan and groan every time y'all bring it up, because I can see it actually happening. If I didn't see it actually happen, I wouldn't be this mad, because I'm like,
see, I don't know, like Sammy winning the Rumble.
I mean, that was me when people kept bringing up Cody and Rock.
I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen, but I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna get Punk the Rumble, bro. Like,
I hope they do. That's what I want. If you ask me what
last 2 years, he was right there,
bro. If you ask me what I want CM Punk to win the Rumble.
That's what I would do.
I want him to go fight Cody for the Universal, and because if they already moved Sammy to SmackDown, somebody got to come back to Raw. I know Brand Spread LOL, but you know what? I'm not gonna lie. If they really wanted to do it, just so we can avoid this Sammy nonsense, Roman gonna cost Seth that world title to somebody. I don't care who it is at this point, but if you really want to do something with it, they don't have to main event. They ain't even got to open. Go ahead and put LA Knight with that world title. Just for shit to do.
He gonna walk, man. He gonna walk. You better walk.
He is gonna walk. When is contract up?
Tired of this nigga. Not him, but I'm tired of it.
LA Knight with the world title picture, I wouldn't hate. I wouldn't hate that at all.
I just honestly, I see the story.
They just haven't shown me that they want to do it.
I see the story with Sammy. I don't want it to happen though. Like, I get it though. I can easily see him winning the Rumble in Saudi, because that nigga's like freaking cracked out. That nigga's actually moving. That's the only time that nigga consistently moved like a main eventer is in fucking Saudi.
Who?
Sammy. That's the only time that nigga moved like a main eventer is in Saudi. So yeah, I can see him winning the Rumble from one.
I said Jacob Fatu. I don't know if they want to. I mean,
nah, they're not gonna do that on.
That would be 2027.
I don't know if they're gonna do that right now though. Yeah.
I
don't see Jacob getting there before they put Braun Breaker there.
I was about to say it's Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu 2027 WrestleMania.
Yo, why is Ass by Elegance fighting for a world title, bro?
Oh, I got a match.
Great question.
You know when I just thought of it's nasty.
Somebody said ESPN about to host the WWE draft. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked.
I didn't go back to that. Oh my god, bro. with the first pick.
We've lost the plot.
With the first,
I could see Sami.
Monday Night Raw selects
Sami Zayn.
Bring back the draft lottery,
bro. Or just
honestly,
have
you know
like,
what they should do? You know what they should do?
Nostalgia.
They should just blow it all up. Fantasy draft. Not people can stay on it. Just blow it all up. Make it 3 days. Like we building the rosters from scratch. Everybody, even NXT. Right? We blow.
If they do an ESPN style, it's gonna be like how they did it in like an 04 where they got the
right.
Tumblr. Pick out the names.
Yeah,
the names are gonna be like, oh, that person, that person.
Nah, they're gonna do what they did with Fox.
Draft was fire, man. 05, they was just they did that shit over multiple.
I know. That's what I wish they would do again, bro. Like over like 3-4 weeks, just have people randomly appear.
Because like Cena and Batista were on the same brand for a minute, and then
the only bad part about it now is just like it's hard to keep it secret like it was back then. Like back then, I didn't know who was going who. You know, internet like back then, I didn't know John Cena was coming to Raw. No idea. It's just I was telling me.
I'll never forgive it.
That is one of my favorite Cena moments, bro. That shit was
they drafted him to SmackDown. I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
They brought him back to Raw.
I was like, y'all some bitches, bro.
That was crazy. That's fucked up.
Bro, because they drafted Cena and Randy to SmackDown. I was like, okay, all right, here we go.
I was like,
okay,
that was a blue brand guy.
I was like, okay, SmackDown, y'all doing a little something. Nope, back to Raw. I was like,
there's another name I thought about for Sami Zayn that they haven't done yet. And they love putting this nigga in world title pictures, man. You can never count out Logan Paul, bro, in WWE. I'm just saying.
He's gonna act like an underdog for Logan Paul.
You already gonna know that's gonna be his first feud.
That's literally his first.
Especially at Mania, need a top heel too.
They always do that.
Put them together.
Logan Paul gonna act like his status in society makes him a better wrestler than Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn will be like, yeah, I may not be as rich as you, Logan.
Man, I want to make this.
I may not be as rich as you.
I want to make this abundantly clear.
But
I want to make this very clear. I have zero issue with Logan Paul being in WWE, but the positions that continuously put this man in like he's like that is pissing me off. Why is he in John Cena's retirement?
John Cena wanted, man.
Twice.
John Cena wanted,
why?
Man.
Why? Nope. Cena's literally come out and be like, I just do whatever they tell me. Like when they try to say, oh, Brock Lesnar was back for Cena. Nope. Cena that same week was like, no.
If Gunther was
take whatever you tell me.
That's who Brock Lesnar should have came back.
Gunther and Brock would be good. I mean, we got to look at Logan though. It's just like
he's a heel, bro. He's a mid-card heel. That's what he's good for.
Yeah, mid-carder in the main event scene.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I hear what you're saying, but I will never look at Randy Orton and Jelly Roll as a main event. I felt like they put main eventers in the main. That was
fine. But I just feel like they had better things to do with Randy and
Jelly Roll tried.
The match was enjoyable.
He said it was the first time.
And he took the pin. Like he suggested that he took the pin. He said, "No, I want to take the pin." Yeah,
that's why Drew and Randy was in that match.
Respect
like
for
you
that.
don't want Logan and Jelly Roll on a one-on-one match. Like it should have been. Should have been bad. That's what I brought up before when everybody was hating. I'm like, bro, they only in there to structure the match so they know how to do shit. Nobody else is gonna know how to do stuff.
Is Randy back on PTO? We always talk about.
He just came back last week.
Okay, that's why I was asking.
He had a bad back.
Yeah, he
got a bad back.
He doesn't have a bad back. I mean,
he can't go like he used to.
I'm just saying we always clown Roman for being on PTO,
which is weird because when he gets in the ring, there's usually enjoyable matches every time.
Logan's gonna have those high matches though, just because of his name is who he is.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately.
He delivers
in the ring.
He delivers in the ring. Like when she came in, she was already going to be put in that spot because
don't disrespect Logan like that.
Who she is? I'm talking about
whoa. When Ronda came in,
then she turned. Then she was ass.
I'm talking about the name. I'm talking about on the name value. Like when she came in, she was going to get pushed. Like Logan came in, he's going to get these matches. Because
I'm surprised they didn't give her the title immediately. They waited a couple months. Oh, because I actually I don't think
wear Money in the Bank.
No, I know why. It's because Nia was the champion and they didn't want to do that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Remember, Nia was getting bullied by the little schoolgirl. Oh my god, I hate that program.
Be a Star.
Oh my god, that Be a Star program.
That feud would never make sense, bro.
The build, the matches,
bro. They were hammering that Be a Star.
How was Alexa Bliss bullying Nia Jax? I don't make sense.
It's because they thought they were talking to a bunch of 8-year-olds. Oh, look, the high school cheerleader is bullying the bigger.
Like, You could have written it
for 2017.
I have not watched.
You could have written it because like that could have been a mental thing, but they did not. They did not have enough layers to make that a mental. To have Alexa have a mental hold on Nia Jax, no, they did.
Hey, Bo. All that promo segment needed, all that little promo package needed was and you're watching Disney Channel and do the little bounce. Literally, that's all that shit needed, bro. Like, what the fuck?
No.
That was the part of WrestleMania 34, the build that pissed me off. Well, no, also Roman calling Brock fucking Vince's boy.
I mean, he wasn't wrong.
Like nigga, like Spider-Man. That's
he wasn't wrong about that, but it's like you can't say that.
Literally, you're insulting my intelligence. Like, so are you, nigga? Do you see how they fucking?
Wait.
Did you know? Okay, did you know they had a Somebody.
That's 31.
That's 31.
Did you know they actually had a report?
That build's even worse.
Somebody actually showed me this, and I did not know this because I was not looking at dirt sheets back then. But this was in 2014. So I made a video previously about Roman's babyface run, and like how it kind of got ruined by the Rumble and Daniel Bryan's momentum and everything coming back, and how it never really was the same after that. But there was a report that came out in 2014 that I didn't know about, that I was shown, that they actually already had planned to make Roman the next guy, and they literally said in the report that he was going to have 4 WrestleMania main events in a row. And it happened.
I did not know that.
This was in 2014. And this shit happened.
Wow.
Because I made a video and he was like, he said this is actually why a lot of people didn't like Roman Reigns, because of this report came out. And I wasn't looking at dirt sheet, so I didn't know. But this came out in 2014. And it said Roman Reigns is going to be our next guy. It said 4 WrestleMania main events in a row, and they did that shit too. I said, nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's insane. So it was inevitable.
And honestly,
32, 33, 34.
Yeah. And honestly, it would have been 5.
35 too.
Real life,
it would have been 35
if real life didn't happen. If real life, if real life and then the pandemic didn't happen, it probably would have been 6. Let's just be real. It probably would have been 6.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Do y'all think we would have?
You think it would have main evented the year he fought?
That's the thing. No, I don't know. That would have been tricky. I feel like.
Would they have ran back? Would they have ran back Roman and Brock, or would they have done Roman and Seth?
In 36?
35?
It would have been a Shield Triple Threat.
No, because 35 wasn't that Brock and Seth?
It would have been Shield Triple Threat.
They were going to do the Shield Triple Threat. That was the rumor.
Because the Shield was in 2018. They had the stuff, and Dean. They were kind of teasing the breakup already.
That Becky Lynch movement was crazy that year. I don't know.
No, it was crazy. I don't know.
It might have moved it.
No. Hey, Becky would have main evented regardless. I think.
Yeah, they would have moved that. Yeah, she would have moved.
But I can see Nate's point though, where they just put there because Roman's in the match, just put him in the main event.
I only disagree with you because of PR. That's the only reason I disagree with you is PR. If it wasn't for PR, Roman would take that. They wouldn't give a fuck. It's Roman. Vince wouldn't give a fuck. But PR, I think to have the first women's main event, and it's Ronda Rousey, and of course you have Charlotte Flair. So
yeah.
Now 36, I think that would have been Drew.
I think it would have been Drew. I think it would have been Drew and Brock for sure.
Yeah, for sure. They probably would have opened with Roman and Goldberg.
I think Goldberg and Roman probably would have opened the show.
Yeah, they would have
opened. A little 5-minute match.
Yeah, that match would have been
5 minutes.
It wouldn't have been long. I think they probably would have opened it. If not, maybe like co-main event or something, but. The main event.
That would have been a long ass WrestleMania though. They had a bunch of.
Oh yeah, the year before. The year before, this would have been.
Oh, talking about 2020. Like if they didn't have the pandemic, that would have been like all in. Probably would have been as long as all in.
What was Roman doing before he challenged Goldberg? Why don't I remember
Baron Corbin. He was still finished. I thought the feud was done at Royal Rumble, and then they ran it back at Super Showdown. I'm like, all right. We're still doing
it.
What?
Yeah.
Fucking ass by elegance.
Oh, he's watching NXT.
Ass by elegance. Are you?
What's she win?
I think the Impact World Title.
The Impact World Title.
Who's she pinned?
Masha.
JC. Oh no, she pinned Masha.
No, Masha Slamovich, Alicia. I mean, at least TNA got the title back.
Was it like an accident? Was it like an accident?
No, she like clean.
She won the title, bro.
Clean. Fatal Influence got ejected, and I think something happened with JC, and then she hit that shitty ass swanton.
I mean, at least TNA got the title back. That's what they're gonna say. They got the title back on their brand.
We got the title back in the fucking our moonsault, whatever the fuck she hit. I don't know what the fuck she did. She had something. I just saw she won.
Yeah, I got to play
that. Deserves.
She had a moonsault from the middle rope. Middle rope moonsault. And then Jacy Jayne almost moonsault. She almost.
So, I mean, I guess. I thought the point was to have Masha beat Jacy.
She looks so disgusting.
I'm so confused. Like, what was the point?
She's a double champion.
No,
she won both.
She's a double champion.
She won both.
No,
She only got the TNA title.
She only got the TNA title because
someone said she has the knockout tag belts.
She got
a group. She's in a group.
She got a group. So it's probably the Freebird rule.
It's the Ask by Elegance group, so they got a group. So she's the champion, and then two people with her are the
tag champions. I like how you said Ask by Elegance too.
So it's a faction. They're a faction.
Oh my god!
Okay, there's a
bring Bully back.
My thing is though, like, what was the point of like
Jacy being a double champion if Masha wasn't going to be the one to take it back?
Title, like,
what the like? What are we doing here, bro?
So Masha and Ash by Elegance is the big money match they won.
Probably it's probably gonna be Masha versus Ash by Elegance.
Bound for Glory.
Like that whole that.
You know what it is.
It's probably gonna be that like
you know what it is?
1 versus 3.
I don't think they want. I don't think they wanted Masha to pin Jacy.
This knockoff beautiful people, man. I'm not trying to see this shit.
And then you know who became the #1 contender tonight? Lola Vice.
Oh.
So that's
for the NXT Women's Championships?
Yeah, Lola Vice and Jacy Jayne.
She already had an opportunity, bro. She's been jaded, bro. Why is it not?
And Lola's not finna win. Like there was a time she could have, but she's not gonna win. The next champion, I think we can all agree. Well, do we all agree? Either did she lose that? No,
Cesaria. She will Cesaria eventually. So Ruka's winning that deadline. She's winning that deadline. Oh, yeah. She's
winning that match.
No. Okay, that's fine. But I'm talking about.
Yeah, she's gonna be Iron Survivor.
Well, if we're saying she's gonna be the Iron Survivor, then she's gonna win later. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Jada Parker was gonna win first, and then Sol Ruka was gonna.
Jada Parker.
Because Jacy Jayne has already held that title way longer than I thought she would.
I think she holds it till the end of. Yeah. I think she holds it till New Year's Eve. I think.
So I think
she's losing to the Iron Survivor. She's JBL. I think she's JBL. She's going to find new ways to escape with her champion.
That's
except not the TNA champion.
Cool. Yeah. That's cool, but because again, I still need to catch up. But I've been paying attention to that feud. You don't think Zarya and Sol Ruka is going to be a stand and deliver feud?
It could be.
No.
Like a payoff feud. Stand and deliver.
I think Sol's too. I think she's on fire right now. I think they need.
Yeah. So Lola Vice. They said Lola Vice versus.
Well, that hasn't. I mean, Jada Parker was on fire for a good minute.
But Sol Ruka's the champion. I think Sol loses to Zarya and then beats Jacy and then faces Black Monroe at San Diego. I think
there's somebody else. There's somebody else we need to look out for.
What I
don't know if y'all know Callie Armstrong, but let me tell you, bro. Come on.
Give her a year. Give her a year. She's in the ball. Give her a year.
When they ready to bring her up though to the NXT roster.
Oh yeah, when they bring her up, she's gonna have that big push.
She get a major push, bro.
Yeah, and I think
because what I think. Well, I was gonna say what I think they should probably do.
No, you're good.
You're good now. Yeah, you're good now.
Oh, okay. What I think they should probably do, I think it should be Sol and Zarya actually have like a feud, like Sol Ruka, like obviously Zarya is probably a little jealous and feels like Sol Ruka's kind of throwing the fact that she's a champion in her face. Sol doesn't think that, obviously. Sol can still be the sympathetic babyface people can get behind. Zarya can go back to that monster. I think for the North American Championship, I think Zarya wins it off of her, or maybe doesn't win the first time, like barely. Is still mad, has a second match, wins it. And then the blow-off match can be at Stand and Deliver. You can have, I don't know. I think their feud can be big enough, if they tell it right, where you can do like a Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole 2 out of 3 falls type match, like and have like all the bells and whistles for the last part, right, for that third fall. Like, I think you can do that. Obviously, Zarya wins, but then Sol Ruka, I mean, all she got to do is win a little #1 contender, and then she can beat Jada Parker, because I think Jada Parker's going to take it off of Jacy.
I think Jada's taking off Jacy.
And then she can beat Jada.
She hasn't won the North American Championship.
I think so, because even I don't think Jada's, like, just the way I look at it, I don't think she's a mid-carder. I think she's a main eventer that they're just not putting the title on yet. That's how I think they should move. But NXT is the brand, the only brand right now, where, like, if they don't do that, I know they'll make it work. So
they just put her on the main roster. That's a good point.
With a plan.
Yeah, with a plan.
AKA with a plan.
You got
that should be the thing with every call up. Unfortunately,
you got the mid-card titles for what? You barely call people up.
All right, so to end it off,
hey, but at least Kiara James back.
To end it off, what's everybody's AEW Mount Rushmore so far as of right now?
Ooh.
The 4 you would put on the Mount Rushmore.
Dang.
I know 3.
Dang. I would say I'll put Hangman on there now. I think he's a deserving spot. John Moxley would be on there. I feel like he's even though the Death Rider story was he's been a pretty consistent backbone for them. I would say Kenny probably be on there too. Kenny Omega.
For sure.
Kenny Omega I would put on there. And then I'm not gonna lie, let me see.
Don Callis.
It's gotta be MJF for you.
Huh?
Oof.
It might be, yeah.
It's gotta be MJF for you, right? That's gotta be your 4th.
MJF is a good one.
I think that's the 4, to be honest.
Because I'm gonna.
I think Toni Storm. She kind of creeping up there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's on mine.
Honestly, she's making mine. My 4 is gonna be Hangman, Kenny, MJF, and Tony. Now I get John Moxley. I get what he's done, and this is no disrespect to John Moxley, but I personally feel the women's division as a whole did not get consistently great until Tony was on top. Before, when it was Britt Baker on top, it was Britt Baker,
nobody else.
Thunder Rosa for a little bit. The COVID merchant Hikaru Shida and
hold on. COVID merchant is crazy. All right. But yeah, no, he's not lying.
She's a 3-time AEW Women Champion. He's not
lying.
She was literally holding that title until Britt Baker was ready. She's a COVID merchant.
I'll leave it alone.
Like that was the women's division. They brought nothing. Jamie Hayter. They brought Paige back and Saraya and made the right or whatever they called them. What did they call that group?
Outcast.
They were just spraying the Outcast, not the Outsiders. The Outcast.
Spraying green spray paint on Toni Storm's ass. For what? Yeah, that was terrible.
That women's division did not get consistently great.
I like that though. I would say I just have to put Mox on there, bro. I feel like he's been too consistent in AEW. Like he's been like their most dependent. He's probably been their most dependable guy. Like when they needed a reset, he was always the guy that put the title on and everything reset it. The Death Riders one is kind of just what kind of puts it back a little bit, but it's kind of balanced.
I gotta go MJF. I'm gonna go Kenny. I'm gonna go Mox and I'm gonna go Toni Storm.
So who'd you leave off? Hangman.
Yeah, I'm gonna be different than you. I can leave Hangman off. In a year, I got this title run. I'm gonna say this once this title run like really hits because this first title run was really
could have been better.
Yeah, but Kenny's had a great title run. Tony's had a great title run. Mox, he's had some pretty good ones, and he's always been there. He's always been consistent. MJF has had a good title run too. So I think once this hits, I can take Hangman off. I mean Mox off and replace Hangman.
Yeah, I'd probably go Kenny.
Jericho, man.
All right,
bro. Yeah, Kenny, Hangman, Moxley, MJF.
What about Wardlow?
What about Michael Nakazawa, bro?
Oh, no! Shout out, yo, that's a crazy pull. Shout out, Michael Nakazawa.
That's a crazy ass.
That's a crazy pull.
My guy, Luchasaurus gonna be on there in about a year, bro.
What about Paige Van Vliet? American top team.
Hey, I forgot about Paige.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that shit was so ass.
Saraya, bro.
Jorge Masvidal.
Oh my god, that was dark. Yo,
oh my gosh. Speaking of people earlier that we was talking about, that got underutilized, man, they did Scorpio Sky so dirty, undefeated, undefeated.
First man to pin Jericho.
Literally got the TNT championship, all that, and they just made it. Who they make him lose to like immediately? They made him lose that title quick as fuck.
Because he beat Sammy, right?
And they played like hot potato with it.
Yeah.
Which was stupid, bro.
So weird.
That was the guy that was getting over pushed for a while. Fucking Sammy Guevara.
Bro, they never, bro. Like they tried so hard, and they kept pairing him with Jericho, and then he left Jericho, and no one cared. Like he is like the worst player.
He left Jericho.
He's worse than Jack. He's worse than Jack Perry.
He left Jericho. Nobody cared. Then he went back to Jericho. Nobody cared.
Yeah, the thing is, at least like Jack Perry, for as ass as I think he is, he at least had a good period of time where like I was like, okay, all right, he might be, we might have something going. I've never felt that with Sammy before. Outside of like the first year, I was like, all right, man, like
outside of like when he first got here.
Yeah, and then he's over here talking about where's my stars, Meltzer. I'm like, nigga, who cares? Why are you talking about Dave Meltzer on TV? What are we doing?
Yeah, that's no.
That was cringe. That was the last straw for me. I was like, no. Like they need to let him know. Like, I'm so serious.
So what you're telling me is MJF was right about them 4 pillars. That nigga was the backbone, and everybody else was just kind of there.
Absolutely. Darby's holding his own. Yeah,
Darby honestly is the most consistent pillar. He's never had a period where I'm like this doesn't feel like Darby Allin. Like he's always felt like Darby Allin. MJF had a period where he was like, this don't really feel like MJF.
Guy,
but
when he first came back, it was like, when he was trying to do the babyface stuff. MJF when he first came back.
Yeah.
Like the tattoo on his leg. Bro, when he showed that AEW tattoo on his leg, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he had a little rough patch.
Was that real? Was that real? Or like, was that painted on?
I think so.
At least he's not Will Ospreay and has the all-in attendance record on his neck.
You're lying.
No, he doesn't. No,
he does. The first all-in that he took, I think, was 2023. He has him on his neck, and it was the wrong number.
I knew I didn't like that nigga.
He legit had it tattooed on him.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Why are niggas so...
Yeah.
Nothing's worse than Cody's, though. Nothing's worse. We got used to it, but nothing's worse.
What's wrong with the American Nightmare?
On his neck, that big ass logo on his neck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
on his arm or something.
It's a tribute to his father. What's wrong with that?
Okay, it's on his arm.
The logo itself is dope, but on his neck.
It's on his arm. It's not on his neck. It's on his arm.
Oh,
yeah, that's all on his arm. Yeah, you got it tatted on. I was like, ooh.
I thought you said it was on his neck. I was like,
I did too. I thought it was on his neck, but it's not.
Okay, that's
not. But Cody, that Transformer tattoo is horrible. I don't know why. I don't know who told him that.
I like the logo, but man.
Hey man, he the Optimus Prime of WWE, man. What can we say?
That's just crazy. Like he really thought that was a good idea.
We really gotta stop calling him Superman and start calling him Optimus Prime for real.
Optimus Prime is crazy.
You stupid.
That's really what he is, though.
All right, fellas. We're gonna go ahead and sign off. Make sure you guys subscribe to the pod.